Minimalism, to me, it's not just about getting rid of as much stuff as possible. It's about removing the excess to focus in on what actually brings value to your life. And so I'm sharing today 10 purchases I made this year that did just that. They were well worth the purchase. I will not be decluttering them, and they added value to my life and to my family's life. If you're new here, I'm Jess, and I make videos on minimalism, slow living, and intentional motherhood. Don't judge me for some of these. Number one, our Bissell vacuum. Yes, I know it's weird to put a vacuum on this list. We have a lovable, wonderful, massive dog who sheds like a maniac, and half of our house is carpeted. It's literally amazing. We could never do those dinky, skinny, cordless ones. That would never work in this house. We need a big boy who can do a big boy's job, and that is what our vacuum does. Number two is the Yodo Cube. This we technically got as a gift around New Year, but I've shared about it before. It is amazing for my toddler. It is a screen-free device where you can put cards in it. It could be audiobooks. It could be, you can make your own cards with like your own podcast. You could record your own audio, songs. We have the mini one because it's travel. My daughter's 3. We will probably be getting one for all of our future children when they get old enough. Number 3 is this dress I got from Neuflora. I'm not wearing it today because I wanted to show it, but I would have been wearing it today. It is so beautiful. Buttons up the front. It's like classic fall dress. I don't make a ton of clothing purchases. This is one of the best clothing purchases I have made in a while. I just love that dress. You could be pregnant, you could be nursing in it. It just screams fall. It fits like a dream. The 4th best purchase we made this year was the KitchenAid hand mixer. I use a hand mixer pretty much daily. I use it to make hot chocolate. I use it to blend my protein pancakes when we have those. I use it to help make ice cream. I use it for everything. And we've actually gone through quite a few hand mixers because we use them so well. And this is the one that has lasted the longest. It's the quietest. Love that thing. The next one in the realm of kitchen, it is the Tortilla Press. We spent $10 on it. I make my own tortillas from scratch because to buy organic masa tortillas at the store is way too expensive. So I get organic masa in bulk. We have gotten so much use out of that press. Like, I'm not even joking. We have tacos every single week. More than added the $10 value. The next one, we purchased a stand-up pool this year. We live in a place that is so hot for like 6 months out of the year. And it was amazing. It was definitely an investment. It was about $150, and then you have to buy like pool salts for it to keep it clean. But it allowed us to be outside when normally during hours where we really couldn't be outside that much because it would be 103, 106. And my family and I, we spent so much time in that stand-up pool this summer. So many sweet memories in our backyard. We love that thing. Number 7 is a Lima Pure makeup. I've talked about them before, and I've also shared my, can y'all see that? I've shared my skin journey on YouTube before, but I have very sensitive skin and I have a long history with cystic acne. And though my skin is so much better, I still am very sensitive and I still have scarring and stuff. So when I want to wear makeup, I couldn't tolerate any of my old makeup that I used to wear, even though it was all non-toxic. I can't tolerate the liquid Ilia foundation anymore. This stuff goes on like a dream. It feels like you're wearing nothing. It does not irritate my sensitive skin, and it's so easy to apply. It takes me less than 5 minutes to do all of my makeup for the day. I love it. I love it. Number 8 is our bed frame. It's perfect. It looks beautiful. It comes in different colors. But what I love about it is the height. I love the sturdiness and I love the look, but I really love the height because my daughter still sleeps with us, and I needed something that could kind of graduate us from a floor bed, but was still very accessible for a little child to climb in, to climb out. Or if I had a 1.5-year-old, if she fell off, it would not be terrible. It was still pretty low to the ground. Number 9 was not a physical thing we necessarily purchased, but more of something that we invested in. We changed from a reverse osmosis filter to purchasing like a subscription of spring water. We've used reverse osmosis filter for years. We had it on the counter, and I would just notice, like, even though we added minerals to it, I just noticed that it never really satisfied my thirst. When I would get spring water from the store, when we'd be out and about and that's what I would get, it just tasted so different. It felt so much more hydrating, and my husband and I loved it and much preferred it, and we were like, we got to figure out a way to make this cost accessible, but to switch our water option. And that's what we did. I really enjoy drinking water now. It feels hydrating. I've actually noticed even differences in my toddler's digestive system since we've switched to the spring water. She's definitely more hydrated, definitely more regular. I know it seems weird to put water on, but it's a basic foundation of life, so I guess that's not that weird. The last thing I purchased that was of high value to me this year was not a physical product, but I invested in a couple of things that helped bring a lot of value to my life. And the first one was actually a bodywork breastfeeding course that was specifically teaching moms how to do body work on their infants all the way to toddlerhoods to help them release tension, care for their fascia, and ultimately support their breastfeeding journey. My daughter has a history of like tongue tie restrictions, and when she was a newborn, a lot of tension in her body. And so I would take her to body workers, which is fine. It's great, but it's also expensive, and ultimately to get to the age where they don't want other people to work on them. And so I wanted to feel equipped, especially for future children, to support releasing tension from their body. And I purchased the course from, her name is Emily, and her handle is For the Love of Breastfeeding. This is not, I'm not affiliated with this course. But I've gotten so much value of it, and I am so grateful to have it, not just for my daughter, who I've been incorporating the moves on, but for my future children. I was referred to this course actually by a woman named Amanda who runs Hormone Healing RD, and I'm a part of her Patreon. I've known her on the internet for many years. I love her work. And so these are two things that I've invested in, her Patreon and the Love of Breastfeeding course, that have added way high value in my life. Even though I'm not a practicing practitioner anymore, it's still a value of me to be constantly learning. And then the bonus, this is not something I've purchased, but I wanted to mention it. 2 of the best books that I read this year, The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. This was a huge recommendation from you guys. I was on the wait list forever at my library. So good, cannot recommend it enough. Digital Minimalism by Cal Newport, which I have talked about here before, and The Hiding Place by Corey Ten Boom. 3 of the best books I read this year. And that's it. Those were the 10 best purchases I made this year. They added value to my life. I will link as much as I can down below if you're interested in any of them. Here's to removing the excess so that we can focus on what truly adds value to our life. Thank you for being here. I'll see you in the next video.